How's it going, everybody? It's me, Shane, and I'm here to give you another Digimon Ghost Game episode review and a recap. Today's episode is episode 35, known as Werewolf. So before we begin or go any further, please don't forget to hit the like button, leave a comment down below. I want to know what you think of either the video, the episode, just anything. I honestly like to hear from you guys, and as well, don't forget subscribe if you're new here. Hit the notification bell, even if you aren't, to be notified of more videos just like this. So, interesting episode. I want to get right into it, but I gotta say, I like these episodes when I don't know what Digimon it is. Like, was it the last couple of weeks I was able to be like, oh, that's so and so mon because I can see it. I like this. I like why I don't know it, but I have an issue with one of our characters, and we'll get to that in just a second. So, instantly, one of the things I noticed, when they talk about the hologram ghost, totally different Digimon. So, thank you for changing that. I guess for some reason, I feel like these episodes are late, because of the whole hacking thing at Toei. But at the same time, excuse me, at the same time, we get newer Mons, I guess because we saw Mummy Mon before, and Dracumon is dead, and I guess people just got tired of putting Pumpkin Mon or Pump Mon on there. So there's a guy running in the rain. He has his phone out, cries out, he's hurt, he's been attacked. Some old woman who's right there by his mother. I'm guessing that's his grandmother. And it's like, oh, the curses come back every 100 years. The werewolf, the werewolf, and Summer of Rain, all this other spooky stuff, right? So the crew are now in this town, and everybody's looking at them, probably because of their holograms, and even Kiyoshiro's like, yeah, this is an old town, they're probably not used to this, and he calls Ruli by her last name. Suki Yu something with Moon Princess, because her name's like Tsukiyomi. And the same old woman we saw was like, oh, your Sakura's granddaughter. Okay, she's like, wait, my grandmama? Her relative comes and picks her up, and she asks them to kind of put away their holograms. The town is in a tizzy because of the werewolf thing that they believe that's going on. She tells them about the attacks. It's really weird how they did the very natural thing of trying to explain how she's related, but even her cousins is like, just know we're related. And we have Gormon in the back in his invisible mode. I'm guessing Kirishio is holding Jellymon, but he's freaking out. He's like, I thought this was going to be a vacation, and you bring us here, and we got to deal with werewolves and stuff. And everybody's rude and old fashioned. This stuff is just really annoying. And Ruli wants to meet somebody that knows about it. Her cousin talks about Grandma Sancho, who was the person who they were talking about, who they actually met. And she shows them their grandson. He has these deep lines. I thought they were scratch marks, but they're not scratch marks, but we'll get to that. These deep purple lines on him. He's like, you're the person who you came here to save us, right? And some of the people think it's an animal. Some of the people think, it's a bear or something. But, she's like, oh, all this stuff, werewolves and stuff isn't real, right? And Kishiro, like, he's freaking out. She's like, calm down. Without looking at him, telling him to calm down, and keeps talking to the lady. I have an issue with Ruli in this episode, and it's coming up really soon. So, we get where it's now nighttime. There looks like there's either a generator that's been slashed up. The people are like, is it a bear? I told mentioned that earlier, right? These slash marks are much bigger, and they're like, maybe it's something even bigger because they have their flashlights and everything. There's growling going on. One guy went around to go check. The other four guys got attacked. And Granny was talking about, yeah, 6 people will be attacked, and we got to have a sacrifice, and it has to be of the Suchi whatever family because they're destined from the Moon Princess of this village. Their people ruled this area. Blah 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 blah. And funny, when they were getting this story before the attack happened, and Gormon had helped them out, so Gammamon and Jellymon, just so they can keep hearing everything. Oh, my word. This episode has me all over the place with my storytelling, but don't worry. we're not even done. So they're back at the house, and everybody's talking. Jellymon is on Kyoshiro's head. She looks very unamused about all this. And Goromon says, well, if it's been happening for hundreds of years, that means like the werewolf is probably a werewolf and not like a Digimon because, Digimon haven't been here that long. Do you know that, Angoromon? Because you seem to not know a whole lot sometimes. And he's talking to Hero about it. And then Ruli gets all upset. And this is where I get annoyed. She's like, she likes ghosts and spirits but doesn't believe in human sacrifice. It's like, how can you offer up boars and bears? She's one of those people. She's one of those people. Now, look, I understand there's a line. I get it. You believe in ghosts and spirits and all that, not necessarily vampires and werewolves and things of that nature. But she says, I like ghosts and spirits. She didn't say, I believe. She says, I like. She dabbles in this supernatural BS to the point that she has a blog and a video blog and vlog and all that about it. But this is where you draw the line when you're talking about sacrificing boars and bears. First of all, I'm really not all for bears being killed and stuff like that. That's no. But who cares about boars? Really? They're just feral pigs. And I'm pretty sure it's probably a vegan or somebody's gonna thumb down my video for saying that. I don't really care. But she's one of those people that kind of made me just go, ew, ew for several levels. The other level is that you are in someone else's town and you are pooping on their beliefs. Whether you believe it or not, you're a guest there. Why are you looking down on their beliefs? And it's so weird. It's so weird. Again, look at the context of this show. You all have dealt with so many Digimon that embody the spooky stuff. Thetismon, he's literally a vampire. And he's like, yeah, humans are looking down on vampires, which goes to make you think. So vampires have actually been a thing. Perhaps they used to be Digimon. I digress. Kirishiro wants to leave. And she's all like, well, no, you're just scared. And he's like, no, they want to sacrifice you. Do you not understand what's going on? And even Hero's like, yeah, he might be right. Because guess what? They hear about the other attacks. I mentioned earlier that one young man came back after others were attacked. Dude, there was purple stuff on these people's faces. They go to the scene, and of course the town is all a murmur. They're looking at her. Jellymon does something good. She took a picture with her phone of the damage without them having to get close. And Goromon's like, how big are werewolves? And he's like, they're usually human size, so we don't know what this is. And again, Kirishiro makes the good point of going, hey, we should probably leave. I get that, this is, that's his stick. But he makes a good point in here where it's like, they want to sacrifice you. Do you not understand what sacrifice means? So, as she's going on about not believing in it, all of a sudden, she gets a vision. She hears howling. She sees villagers coming after her, and there's arrows everywhere. And she's like, "You guys didn't hear all that?" And they're like, "No, are you okay?" She goes, "All right, go straight to old lady. Yeah, I'm gonna be sacrificed." And it's crazy because there are some people. This is little town BS 101. Some are like, "Yeah, let's kill the girl, sacrifice her, so everything will be all right." She's being selfish by not wanting to be sacrificed. And there's at least one person like, "Are we sure we're okay with this?" And of course, the granny goes, "She volunteered," which she did. Later on, she's talking to her cousin and the crew. They're like, "Why are you doing this?" By the way, Angoromon looks you can't see his eyes, but he looks properly pissed. No one likes this idea. She's like, well, I'm pretending to be sacrificed. All you guys are going to be there. It'll be fine. So they're carrying her in a pagoda. She has a ceremonial garb on. And she asks Angoromon if you're angry. And he's like, I ain't angry. But I don't think courage and recklessness are the same thing. Gotcha. Like, this is the thing. I don't know if they're trying to make her be the couragey one. But the way she talks, like she shit talks these creatures that can murder you. She needs to be humbled sooner or later because that's annoying. Like, I give her kudos when it came to the snowplow mon, where it looked like the crew was gonna die. But she gets annoying. Like, she gets proper annoying in this one. So she's like, he says, "Look, I'm gonna protect you no matter what." She talks about pretending, blah 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 blah, and you know, she's saying that we'll capture whatever creature this is. So the old woman thinks she's gonna try to escape. So says, "I'm just gonna follow you all the way to the point where you need to go." And she asks her about the whole curse thing, and we don't find out until later the whole thing, and I'll tell you then. And so she says, we gotta stay here until the hour of the rat," which Hero had to explain to Garamon. Hour of the rat is technically noon, so midnight is when they have to wait. And all of a sudden, when asked, have any of the what happened to the other sacrifice maidens? None of them showed up. This old woman was been told about how all this works since she was little. Apparently, none of them ever showed up. None of them ever came back, I should say. Which might be why her grandmother left from that town, because she's probably like, yeah, they're ever going to try to sacrifice me or my kinfolk. I digress. All of a sudden, there's a howling, and she looks around, and the rain starts to pour. Now, everybody's by the temple gates, just waiting for something to happen. And all of a sudden, I see tentacles. There's crunching, and everyone can see it. And Gormon goes, "It's Manticoremon. This is a new one for me. Manticoremon, everybody. Doesn't he look properly cool?" Apparently, this guy might be a amalgamation, much like a Manticore, of different other Digimon. Um, the little art drawings show him being the evolution of this guy here. I don't remember if he showed up before. I think he did. He's a Digimon that died. A proper evolution to Tapirmon. Allow me to read this now. And Gormon said he's supposed to be an angel Digimon. This stuff here, and I didn't even I didn't even pay attention to the breakdown because I'm pretty sure he probably got it wrong. This is an ultimate level demon beast virus type virus buster. So it's a ferocious Digimon that prefers the Digicore of virus Digimon. It is employed by angel species who notice its obsession with fiendish viruses. It lacks intelligence and reason, and is so they spell reason wrong. It's so it's so reason. Oh goodness, the sole reason for its being is simply to crave for and consume the data of others. Its special moves are firing energy shots from its three mouths. Trinity Gospel. It did do that. Very good looking move. Purple, black, and I don't know the other color. I saw three. I'm guessing it was maybe white. And then skewering the enemy with its three tails and injecting strong acid into their body. Acid injection. It did that a bunch. There are times when even the angel species Digimon that employ Manticoremon are unable to control it due to the extreme brutality it displays during battle. So that's probably what happened here. First showed up in this series in anime, but also in the Digimon Pendulum Z version 2. I properly like this Digimon. I gotta get back to my notes. Okay, so Gormon wonders why it's there. The woman tries to go and beg to the wolf, like, "Oh, wolf, please, don't hurt us anymore." Eat shit, lady. The fucking the tail. Pardon my language. The tail comes around and slashes her in the face, and, and I don't even feel bad. I just go, ooh, all that crap you were talking, and you just got hit in the face by this thing's tail. And so Gamamon talks about bad vibes. I love that Gamamon is the first one to go, "I don't like this." Jumps in. Of course, he got smacked down. This thing is massive. I'm talking Digimon Adventure 2020 Ultimate Level massive. It grabs Ruli with its weird mouth hand thing and flies off. And Gormon wants to save her. He goes after her. And the whole crew, Hero has to tell them, take her to the hospital. We're going to deal with this. So he shows up, digivolves into Simba and Gormon, back fisted easily. Now she's properly scared, right? Betel Gamamon's already there. He goes for the sword blow. Nope. He is injected with some proper poison to his side. Here comes Tesla Jellymon. She does her Pashuni attack, trying to hurt it. And Hero's like, "Poison again?" And I'm like, okay, so you guys did deal with poison with the Tropiamon. Well, this has Kirishiro go, oh, we got an app for that. We get the evolution of Thetismon, who I still say is the best of the Ultimates, and if she kept this personality, would be the best of all the Digimon in this crew. She digivolves. Kirishiro's like she can easily make a poison antidote from this, and she does her her quick teleportation move that he calls out. She gets hit. She's kind of doing the dodgy thing. When it looks like Manicormon tries to run away, she does her Beery Thunder, so it's like a stretch punch thing, but it retaliates with a stinger to her shoulder. She's down, but she says, this is a strong poison, but now I can make an antidote. I love that even though she got hit with a very strong attack, she might be down for a minute. I'm going to use this to make an antidote. Good stuff. uh, it's a do whirl. That's her teleport move. Her teleport move. So Samba Gorman goes up. He's gonna do the break stream. Ruli's like break a stream. Nope. That tri beam attack properly knocks him back again. And I'm going. It's an ultimate. Why don't you evolve? We already know you're gonna evolve because we saw the posters last week. Just evolve. You're taking this long. Just evolve. And so Ruli starts talking trash to this Digimon, saying, you think we're afraid? You're a Digimon. You're not a curse or a superstition. You're not a werewolf. And I'm like, that's worse. You're dealing with a giant digital being whose technical rules don't really apply depending on what it is. We just saw a jellyfish princess teleport, and you want to talk trash to the thing that has been causing havoc for almost a week? Okay. And she says they won't be tricked by superstition, nor pretend to be a legend to attack people, says her. And Simba and Goramon won't lose. And he gets up and he's all like, oh, I won't lose. And there's the music. And he digivolves. And you know what? I cared so little for this that I didn't even pull up Lemortmon. Such a dumb name. Lemortmon. Let me just get you guys his picture. So we get Fluffy Rabbit, Skinny Rabbit, that's a fighter, and then we get this guy who looks like he could be an evil evolution of Maine Coonmon. Which is weird that he has blades on his back. I just noticed that. Why does he have blades on his back? That looks so awkward. Now, I'm going to say this. Not a bad design. Not at all. I'm glad it's unique. But yeah, this thing loses tons of brain power. It's an ultimate level beast, vaccine type. It's an ultimate whose hidden feral instincts have been unleashed. It will immediately swoop down on Digimon that express their disgust towards it and keep smashing them until they stop breathing. It does do that in this show. Although it is an impetuous Digimon that has uncontrollable impulses, it seems there are some individuals who are ashamed of and despise their own impulses. Probably it. The two, oh my goodness, Juron Maru swords it carries on its waist have vacuum blades that surrounding them that will become stronger and sharper the more it unleashes its ferocity. Still don't know why it has blades, but whatever. Taming a rampaging Lemortmon is impossible unless one has built up a deep trust with them. Especially moves of slicing open the enemy's belly with its claws. Kaisio does do that. And repeatedly swinging its two long swords that, with all of its might, to pulverize the enemy. Kahabato. The unleashing the vacuum blades wrapped around its long swords, the Fuga Rekijin, in addition to its Gonkizen, in which it converts all of its reason into ferocity and bisects the enemy with the two long swords, is Lamote's most destructive technique, which slashes the enemy while smashing them to smithereens at the same time. I would like to know what their mega levels are going to be. But yeah, first time this guy shows up, very, very like feral beast looking Digimon, like all in all, which is part of the reason why I don't really hate it. I get it. I like that the Smarty Pants becomes the Mer Protect Ruli Pants, which that's what he goes when he is properly the same size as Manicormon, so he's massive, and they tie and they lock up, and he's like, protect, I won't lose, protect Ruli. And it's a Manicormon's about to fire that tri-beam, uses the Casio slash to cut upwards, make it bite down on the beam, stomps on its tail, and then it just starts slashing him over and over with that Casio attack, just over and over again. And Ruli's watching this. I'm like, so you just complain about sacrificing boys? You're gonna let this? You gonna let him kill it? I just want to see what happens. Very good fight, mind you. Very nice kaiju fight. And Ruli stops him by saying, "Just stop," which he just flat out does, and jumps back. And I first noticed the blades when you're looking at it from behind. I, are those blades going to get bigger? Because it has these giant gauntlets, as everyone can see. Now, from the sky is a Digimon that I recognize, but I did not remember its name. It is Darkmon. 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 Wait, I want to say Darkmon again. Darkmon. Who is Darkmon? Who is this lady? Well, a low-ranking angel Digimon, which appearance is that of a woman. It advances forces of angel Digimon. Its figure, excuse me, which always cuts through the vanguard to battle, is said to be a goddess of the battlefield. A special move is La Pichil. It's using its slender blade. Champion level angel vaccine Digimon. First show up in Digimon Adventure, Digimon Frontier movie, revival of the ancient Digimon. This thing was technically an evil Digimon called Mermukusumon, who just switched between this and Hippogriffmon, trying to get human Digimon and beast Digimon to fight each other. I don't really care that much about the movie. I might watch it one day, but yeah, just knowing that it's some guy Digimon just messing with people just kind of killed my interest. But yeah, not the first time we saw it. It's the second time we've seen it. And this thing comes down, and after Angora, Lamortmon turns back into Angoramon, she hugs him from behind and is happy he's there. Blah 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 blah. The poison is healed thanks to Thetismon, so she's the real MVP in this. And uh, Darkmon says that, yeah, apparently it ate the data of the local legend and believed it was the werewolf. And it's sitting there, not only healing him, but getting rid of that data. Because the thing was crying out in pain when Lemortmon was just digging into it, and its data and pixels were going away as it was dying. And Gorman says, asks if it's going to attack anymore. And she said, no, it won't. It serves us, Darkmon. I'm like, you guys get an ultimate level Digimon that kills other super strong viruses, and you expect it to listen to you. Okie dokie. And as Darkmon says this and apologizes, Ruli acts like an ass. It's like, you gotta be more careful. Make sure this don't happen again. So where was that attitude with other Digimon, right? Like she always seems to say this to the ones that have already apologized. And Darkmon says, "I promise on my pride as a Darkmon, this will never happen again." it just annoys me about that character. I've seen you cower to remember the Digimon that turned her and her friends into stone, or turned her friends into stone, or tried to at least. You didn't talk trash to that thing. You just said, "Hey, I'm not gonna let you do it," but you didn't go make sure you don't ever come back again. Just anyway, as everyone else is left to ponder the legend of the werewolf, what does this guy say? And Gorman talks about legend and superstition are all castles in the sky. The truth is buried in the thickets. You can shut up too, you stupid, fluffy rabbit thing. Anyway, the old lady's watching them drive off, leaving, going out of town, I guess. And we get the flashback of her telling Ruli the true legend. 600 years ago, the werewolf was actually the protector of the people. But it was in love with the princess, and the princess was in love with it. But all the same, it's still a werewolf, and people are still dumb and racist. So of course, they didn't approve of it, and they went after them. Which Ruli's like, it's not, it's not even real legend, or it's not a curse or a werewolf. And what ends up happening in this tale, a stray arrow hits the princess as they're running. The wolf was angry, howls, and its grief brought the heavy rains down. And throughout this whole time, Ruli hears the howling again. And she looks around. She doesn't see the old lady, but she's looking around. Everybody's like, "You cool?" And she's like, "Oh no, yeah, I'm good." And it's just we get the breakdown of Digimon. The episode's over. Next episode is about humans and adventures. I don't know what Digimon this is, and I'm glad I don't. This episode, it's called Labyrinth of Grief next week. This episode does get a 4 out of 5 from me. Uh, and Ruli almost brought it down to a 3 because I hate her attitude. I hate the character that goes, "I'm in on all this spooky stuff," but then you crap on people's legends and stuff. Like you can believe in ghosts, but you can't believe in ghosts. And you think it's out of the wheelhouse that it could be something, even though you know about Digimon, which you've seen. Even the virus version of Kyubimon that quickly became a shrine god because it was helping people. You all don't know when Digimon first started showing up. You're in this super advanced technological age. They could have been around for hundreds of years. In some Digimon universes, they actually have been. It's just hundreds of years for them is different from hundreds of years for us. And again, what's crazy for me is Angormon should have been evolved. Like, why didn't it turn into Lamortmon during the Skullgreymon nightmare thing? Why didn't it turn into Lamortmon versus Myotismon? That shouldn't have been about Hero and Gammamon. Just Myotismon just all of a sudden going, "Oh, I was going after her, but man, this dude, you're different. Your data's different. Ooh, I need to know what you are." I'm gonna give him last episode a pass because of the gecko thing, but there's been a couple episodes where it could have, even the sword thing, where he was overcome, even though the sword Digimon was technically a champion level, and that should have been before the 30s, before the late 20s. I digress. I'm glad it's finally here. I'm I enjoyed the fight. I enjoyed the animation. Lamortmon looks way better in animation and in movement than it does drawn on paper. Or should I say, does it? It looks better in motion than it does just in the still. At least that's still where it's moving. The other still, like the card art, is amazing. Some of the other stuff is amazing, but yeah, this is a 4 out of 5 because I enjoyed it. It is this is actually above average for them. Funny enough, just Ruli's character is she becomes like second or third most annoying. Like she's right behind Jellymon when she does her bratty thing. It's like there's episodes where she's nicer. He could also evolve during the whole Waru Manzemon thing too, when they were trying to turn Ruli into a doll. See, these episodes are just coming back to me, just slowly coming back to me, and I have to think about it. Just I get that we finally got him being I'm a beast thing. I just want to protect her. That's fine. It is still through all that. It is better than the normal. It is a 4 out of 5. Ruli's definitely not. You guys know Thetismon. I wish Thetismon could just stay the whole time. When Kirishiro's on fire, he's on fire. I need to see some of these I need to see some of these character flaws be worked on though. Like her trying to be so courageous that it's reckless. That needs to be fixed. Kirishiro's whole they kind of fixed him, right? Where it's like, oh, he's wimpy, but then there's a mode that he goes into that Jellymon has seen where he becomes totally reliable. He needs to find a way of tapping into that more. Him being the scared guy, the cautious guy, I'm okay with that. She even teases him in the breakdown, talking about, oh, werewolves can they look like people normally? There's one in your dorm, dude. And I'm just like, shut up. And Hero being the one that can never say no. They need to fix some of these because now these are just bum character traits that don't seem like they ever get fixed. Hopefully, we'll get some overarching plot soon. But yeah, all in all, it's a good episode. Yeah, are you surprised? Are you surprised like I am? I do have. Just because I have reservations doesn't mean it's a bad episode. I can recognize that. As always, let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Please hit that like button. We're trying to get some more community engagement. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell to be notified of more videos just like this. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, and I believe in us. As always, I thank you for taking some time out to spend some time with me. Be good, be blessed. Wash your hands. Wear a mask. Be safe out there. Be good to yourself. Be good to others. Either way it goes. Please don't be a jerk. And don't forget, there's always someone here for you. Next week, Digimon Survive actually comes out. Maybe I'll do a review on that. I'll do a little tiny review. I'll try to play it for a week or two and let you guys know my thoughts. But yeah, I'm looking forward to playing it. As always, guys, I will most definitely see you next time.